Okay, so we are live. Hello, dear colleagues. Welcome to the second BA Project Insider event related to special GovTech project area. Today, we are going to talk about the main reasons of GovTech project pitfalls. What are they? How could we avoid them? What are the main lessons learned for us? And other essential and interesting questions. So I'm passing stage to our experts, Dzmitry Rytvinski and Dmytro Lozovytskyi.
Thank you so
Hello,
much.
everyone. Yeah, hello, Volodymyr. Thank you very much for introduction.
Yeah, hello guys. Hello again. Yep, and as was promised, this is a second event related to the GovTech area. Yep, and this day we want to speak with you guys, and we want to share for you some interesting insights about the BA project, about the BA project inside the GovTech series. Yep, series related to the topic avoiding GovTech project pitfalls. Yep, what are the pitfalls? Why they are such important for us? I can say they're crucially important for all of us, because the knowledge about the pitfalls just allows us to avoid them in the future and be more productive, be more efficient, and be more accurate in our work, and just bring the results or expected results or wished results just faster than that could be expected, or other things, yep, related to the expectations from the client side, from the team side, etc., etc. And yeah, because the pitfalls, knowledge about the pitfalls, any kind of pitfalls, just help us to go forward. And this time, with special our guest, I just want to clarify this topic with you guys and for you guys. So, Dmitry, you're welcome. You're very welcome every time on our events. Dzmitry Rytvinski, Principal, Business Consultant, GovTech Specialist, over 20 years in GovTech area and private sector digital transformation leadership. A lot of different domains and knowledge in that domains, just an expert. And I think that this special guest, our special guest, Dmitry, just help us to dive deep in the details of this topic again and share with you a lot of valuable information and knowledge. Dmitry, stage is yours. Maybe you want to add something about your professional.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dima, for introduction. It's a pleasure to be here with you again, and I'm happy to share, like always, I'm happy to share some of my thoughts and maybe like a piece of my hands-on experience with you and with the audience on GovTech projects. And to make things simply in one way, I would say that there's no way to completely avoid pitfalls on any project. So, but the only thing that you can do is to prepare and be ready to respond to them. So this is the one of the most important issues: how to know how to let's say get the information about what kind of categories of different pitfalls and risks can be met on the project, on any project. So, and what kind of measures and strategies we can take into account that we can implement during the project execution. So let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Yep, and for sure, with you guys, me, Dmytro Lozovytskyi, Chief Business Analyst, EPAM, and my personal credo, I just want to remind to you guys, to all of us, one more time, that I am convinced in that fact that on the edge, we can just invent something new, try something new, go forward with some ideas, etc., etc. So that is why I like to combine different kind of experience and piece of knowledge, and just share the results with you, share my knowledge, my experience that I hope will be valuable and practically applicable in your work, guys. So just quick reminder about the format of our discussion: 30 minutes active discussion, 3 practical cases, 2 experts, 1 pager helper. Please wait on that, and at the end of this event, and we can start, I guess. The introduction slide, just some kind of short reminder for you guys. What is the GovTech? Yep. How we can just imagine about what kind of infrastructure we can, or context, of the project of GovTech projects we can talk. What is the GovTech? GovTech, if you can see my screen, if you think about the GovTech, you need to just understand this simple structure that are placed on this slide. So GovTech, government technology projects, refer to use of the technology to improve and transform the public services provided by the government. We can have a lot of different public services. We can just apply these services for the citizenships in different ways, with the usage of different technologies, etc., etc. But all of them are needed. Are needed from the governmental side and from the governmental as a structure, as a ecosystem, and from the citizenship side as well. And GovTech approach to public sector modernization is based on 3 aspects, as you can see, guys. Citizen-centric public services that are universally accessible. And we have very, very cool examples in Ukraine, just some kind of DIA portal, etc. And a whole of government approach of digital government transformation. This is the second category. And the third one, the last one, simple, efficient, and transparent government systems. And as you can see on the slide, and we are just going to start our discussion with our amazing expert. During 2006-2016 in the United States of America, were provided some kind of research from the site of large federal information technology institutions. And in your opinion, what is unsuccessful rate of these projects was, guys? Just your guess.
Write down your comments in the chat. So at the end of the meeting, we will provide the answer, just to understand some general statistics about the successful rates in different, in our case, in particular country in the United States. Mm-hmm. Yes, it was like 10 years ago, but nevertheless, you can spend some more time and make your own research and compare the differences in the last decade, if something has changed or not. So. And and hang on, Dima, go on.
Yeah, sure. And why we are asking you guys about this question and about your opinion, related to this question. Why? Because we want to think altogether about the level of complexity of governmental projects, and that is very, very important entry point to understand with what kind of class of projects we are going to have some kind of deal or we will be involved in. And this means for all of us very, 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 very cool preparation that need to be done from our side to be efficient, to be successful in our work as a business analyst, as a manager, etc. It doesn't matter exactly in what kind of role you will be involved in that project, but it's matter for you one simple point: you need to be prepared. So your variants of answers. Let's check our chat. Dmitry, what we have here?
I think that we can continue at the end of the meeting. We will just look through the answers and provide the answer from the research. But hang on this slide, I would like just to digress for a minute or two as well. So just to add some more information about our today's topic. So today we will focus on like 3 typical pitfalls because we are limited in time. So for mostly related for GovTech project, but not only, because it doesn't matter what kind of project we are talking about, like GovTech project or like a private or NGO project. That doesn't matter. I mean, even not technological. They have a lot in common. I mean, taking into account different pitfalls, patterns of behavior of stakeholders, of team players, and so on and so forth. However, I encourage you to conduct your own research on this topic, and you will find and be able to classify more than 15 different, or even more, maybe 20 and plus different categories of possible pitfalls or risks, which can lead project to difficulties, or in the worst cases, projects to failures. So, and among them, you will find governance challenges, design versus reality gaps, stakeholder misalignment, unrealistic planning, in most cases, even over-optimistic planning, excessive technology focus instead of like managerial focus, organizational or architectural design focus, poor risk management, lack of leadership, and so on and so forth. So just take into consideration that we are simplifying today's our session because, well, the universe of GovTech projects and any other project related to information technology is quite complex, and we need to simplify it.
Yep, exactly. So let's go forward to the first case. Case number 1. This is a case about the political misalignment.
Yep.
And here we have some kind of row or list of simple preconditions. As you know, we are going to use such kind of categories for better thinking process for all of us and better structurization process in review for this information and piece of knowledge. And the first is the gap between political agendas and goals. The second is political pressure, for sure. This is our reality. And you can just look through the universe around yourself and just make sure that this is true. And political life cycle of elements and political system. And for sure, the real conditions there in that case will be the vigor of politicians understanding the real project needs, unrealistic objectives, mostly political motivated, but not based on rational decisions, limited budget and a rigged timeline, absence of SMEs and qualified team. A lot of things on our plate. Dmitry, stage is yours. What we are going to do with that?
Well, talking about political misalignment, we have to understand that it's again a very broad definition because, well, politicians, we are mostly talking about like a high level when we are talking about, I don't know, ministries, ministers, prime ministers, vice prime ministers, and so on. But nevertheless, in some way, all officials, government officials, they have like political mindset, and they are living and working in this political environment. So we have to take into account that even on the middle level and then in the lower level, they also are influenced by these politicals up who are like on the higher level, C level. So what kind of solutions we can implement and to address these challenges that Dmitry has already mentioned. So the first one, secure. It's easier to say than easier to be said than done, of course. But secure commitment and support from political stakeholders to align project goals with political objectives. Try to understand what is their really initial objectives and goals from political standpoint, and then try to find something in common with the project goals and try to understand them in simple ways that between these political goals and these project objectives and goals, there is a bridge, some sort of bridge, and we can build a relationship and correlation how to achieve both. Because if to do it like in other way, there will be like a crack in the bridge, and you will not cross, and you won't meet each other even. So another one, manage political stakeholders effectively on that level where you are, because of course it's for you if you are on a like, let's say, middle layer, it's difficult to manage stakeholders on the C-level. There should be like some sort of responsible another person, mostly from GR competencies and capabilities, just to be able to like communicate clearly and openly about difficulties, points of growth. Let's say so. Let's say so. Not about problems, because nobody likes likes problems. Talk about problems, but if it transform problems for politicians, for government officials into points of growth, this can be another energy, and you can like convince them to do something that's both like win-win situation for political goals and for project objectives. So I think from solution, it's just enough for now, but pay attention to before starting any activity. Always try to conduct thorough discovery, because well, it includes not only requirements for the future system or for the like if we are talking about technology, yeah, but also about organizational context, landscape, political landscape, economical landscape. We are going to talk about this in the next two pitfalls too, but nevertheless, pay attention to discovery and have some sort of, let's say, reference class analysis or forecast, just to be able to get some more information about similar projects, which can be done in your organization or in similar organization or in the country in the whole, on the whole. Or if you can't find such projects or statistics inside the country, try to find these statistics around the world. Because, for instance, I don't believe in uniqueness of project, because well, it's difficult to invent something quite new in GovTech today, because well, there are a lot of has been done already, and countries just trying to implement different elements from this perspective. Only unique circumstances can be like for this specific country, for this specific team, because they, for instance, may not have like subject matter experts, like Dim already mentioned, and well, this is can be for them a challenge, unique challenge. But from experience points of view, you can find a lot of interesting things around the world. Well, and yeah, you can mention, Dima, maybe challenges. What are
Yes,
challenges?
sure. Guys, we have a lot of challenges. So the main approach, as Dmitry mentioned before, just is sort it out, provide the discovery, think about the context of the project case, and be attentive to the details. And primary challenges here are the next: the legislations related to project goals, Game of Thrones or hidden interests, problem or just issues, and huge gap in motivation layers and talent absence. And here we have one simple question for our expert to hear Dmitry's voice, opinion, professional opinion about the SMEs and qualification or qualified team, qualification of the experts that should be involved in the GovTech projects. Dmitry, please share information how you can find the experts, what kind of the timeline or time range we need to spend to make it happen. And maybe you can share some kind of tips and tricks here, 1, 2, or 3 from your side. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not an easy issue just to like to find an open market, of course, but try to look inside the state bodies or agencies or like state enterprises, and you will definitely find some necessary subject matter experts inside of them. But and a lot of people around the open market, I mean, working for private companies right now, because they in their previous experience they may have some sort of experience working on GovTech project. But being a subject matter, I mean, being a specialist with just experience, it doesn't make you like a subject matter expert on any topic of GovTech. So you have to be able to understand what kind of skill setup you need for your particular project. So that's why you have to make some sort of skill metrics, let's say so, and then try to understand what kind of specialist you need, because it can be a legal specialist with a strong legal background, knowing how to like develop and create legislation. What are the steps of how to put this legislation into action? I mean, launch this legislation after all the improvements from different ministries, and what can be a timeline for this?
Yeah.
Because sometimes people think that just we need just to adjust legal act, and it will take just two weeks. it will take to write something down into the something new into this act, but it will take months in best scenario to launch this act, to make it happen. So and something like that, like try to communicate, to find people with a necessary experience and necessary skills. This is the message.
Yeah, and I think that the common sense piece of advice is the next. Also, just trying to do that activity as early as possible.
Before the project started, on discovery phase, on initial phase, because it can be sometimes late when you have to finish your project and you have like 2 months left or 2 weeks left. So no, I am not sure that at this stage
unrealistic,
but will be able to help you.
Yeah, and also thank you so much for this broad answer. And also we have very predictable, but I guess very popular question from our guys about the political pressure, and maybe we can just provide from our side, from both of us, we can provide some piece of advice or our opinion about the Game of Thrones. Yeah, everyone wants to know that how we can just clarify the hidden interests, in our opinion.
Well, it's difficult if you are not inside of this, let's say, Game of Thrones. For you, it's difficult to understand what is going on. But nevertheless, you have to develop your GovTech immune system, definitely, just to be able to resist to this pressure, because it will be during the like execution of the project all the time. They will try to push you, to press you, like telling you that the deadline in 2 months, and we want something just be work properly on the 1st of, I don't know, January. And Dima, I think that we should move on, because we have to.
Sure.
And we have just 10 minutes left.
I think yes, and just a couple of words from my side here as well. Just guys, if you want to know the context, you need to be in the system. So again, remember about the investigation when you are in the project. So the case number 2 is inadequate resource management. And this case is also very popular, because this case contains a couple of preconditions: poor budget and time control based on the specific of GovTech projects, inefficient resource allocation, and unrealistic planning. And what kind of real conditions we have here? Very popular conditions: over optimistic timelines. Very often it happens, and underestimated costs, of course, for sure. And main holistic approach is to involve just existing talents. This is also a very, very important point for all of us. Dmitry?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about solutions. Yeah, robust risk assessment frameworks. Yeah, so implement risk management should be like a must here.
Yeah.
Establish stringent budget control systems to monitor and manage financial resources effectively, because I think that 9 out of 10, even not 10 out of 10, GovTech projects will be fixed price projects. So focus also on operational excellence to ensure efficient use of resources and high quality project outcomes. And you have to understand what kind of like team composition you really need, because for instance, I know cases when teams have only developers, like engineers, without like covering business analysis stream, quality assurance stream, technical writer stream, because a lot of papers are needed in GovTech projects. So somebody need to write down all necessary instructions, I don't know, guides, technical documentation, and so on and so forth. So, and yeah, and pay attention, like I said, gathering project statistics. You need as much as possible to understand the possible outcomes on similar projects, just to be able to in time communicate these to stakeholders and to government officials or politicians, just to show them the picture on similar projects. That it's not about you, that you can't do it, for instance, on time or on time, want it from them timeline, but it's like a general, the iron law, let's say so.
Yep, absolutely agree. And here we have a couple of primary challenges, that we can mention for you guys. Forecast and estimation. This is also a must-have point for all of us. Related data absence, talents development system, and general project management qualification. This is some kind of short list of bullet points that we want to highlight for you with what you're going to face in such kind of cases. And we have the first question for us about the resources. So if you're going to plan something and we know that we can provide potentially over optimistic timelines and estimations. What are the main just solution for all of us to stay realistic and to prepare it very well, very good or correct resource project resource plan?
Yeah, one possible option that comes to mind is that the person or group responsible team for team composition, let's say so, of the team setup should understand the necessary skill setup for the project, like I said previously. Yeah, and for instance, if you're going to play football, I mean like soccer, you need at least 11 players, yes, at minimum, with different pre-trained position skills, experience, physical conditions, such as you need defenders, a goalkeeper, forwards, and so on and so forth. But it's not enough to have just 11 people, players. Who is going to train them? You need a coach, and other stuff for this. Who will sit on the bench and be ready for substitution? Even with this additional support and these additional people, it's still not enough. Every team, even a dream team or a team of stars, needs time for alignment and development of understanding each other during the play. So they need common experience, they need common wins, they need common failures, if you want, just to be able to understand how they solve the difficulties together. Are they ready to fight pitfalls and risks, or something should be tuned in the team? So.
Yeah, you're talking about a lot of the factors of influence on for this case. How we can, what should be taken account when we're going to prepare, the correct resource plan. And from my side, I just want to add a couple of things, a couple of thoughts. Actually, guys, please don't forget about the previous projects and your previous experience. For sure, if you didn't have the chance to join to the GovTech projects in your past, and this is your first GovTech project, you can refer to your experience, to your previous experience, but please take in account that you can refer to some common things, maybe some kind of approach, techniques, etc., that used before this case by yourself. But again, if you had just some kind of experience, please refer to the specific points of your experience, because any kind of project, any kind of business area, domain just has its own specific. And that means for you that you need to refer to your experience, because it will make a lot of things much easier for you and for your team generally. And the second thing that you need to take in account also as well, it's about the forecast and estimation, and make some kind of reserves inside the estimations for you and for your team. I think that we can shift to the third case. Thank you so much, Dmytro. And the third case is the final one, the contextual misalignment, the most difficult and the most complex case that we can have in our practice. So precondition is on the one here, team that will be involved from the vendor side should have specific GovTech experience. And we have a lot of real conditions that just some kind of the next steps that based on precondition. Expectations misalignment, not clear management. Culture difference, very important point. Difference in institutional structures, also very important point. And as a result, failure to adapt to specific organizational or environmental context, official survival. So what are we going to do here?
Yeah, some general solutions or strategies. Okay, customize project methodologies to fit the specific context of the government environment. You have to be flexible, even more flexible than the often used word agile. So you have to be able to like transform and adapt accordingly. So if you need to combine different methodology in one, just do it. Combine, not just like pretend that we are going to work only on by Scrum methodology and that's it, and like management approach, or just we are going to use Kanban. So use Scrumban, use Kanban Scrum. I don't know. Use Scrumban Fall. I mean from waterfall, because sometimes some elements can be used from different methodologies. Be flexible. Like perform detailed assessments of the local environment to understand specific challenges and opportunities. Like I said previously, make your home task assignment, before start the project. Get as much as possible information about the local situation, about the state bodies situation, about what is going on inside. Talk to people, get some information from inside. So ensure that the team includes SME. We already also covered this topic, and these SME or team members have like GovTech DNA and government immune system to be ready to resist to some. So sometimes it may look like a nonsense for somebody from mostly from private sector, but for government they have like their own bureaucracy way of working, and that's normal for them. That's okay, totally okay in these government structures. So pay attention, like to design project with sensitivity to the local context, which you can like cover during your discovery, and implement adaptive strategies. Be able to adapt quickly.
Yep.
So, and I think that also you have to understand one simple thing, that your mindset working with government officials should be like some pieces of advice, if you want. Don't look more efficient and smarter than them in the eyes of their leaders. This is very, very important. Nobody, mostly don't like this from that side. And you have to remember that almost every idea of yours will intersect with some red lines of the official. So be ready for this, and try to think about how to bring this idea to the table, to the discussion. So, and develop your expertise in the field, just to be able to survive in this context, in this landscape.
Absolutely agree. And here we have a very natural question from our audience. What approaches can be used to describe the GovTech project context?
Well, there's a wide range of different approaches, like how to conduct any analysis or any discovery. So you can there's one approach, context analysis. You can Google it. So this involves a thorough assessment of the local environment, including political, economic, social, technological factors. I don't know, architecture, technological stack they use, management approaches, organizational structures. What is their way of making decisions? Like what is their mindset? I don't know, instructions and so on and so forth. You can use different reports from different world-known organizations like United Nations, World Bank. There are a lot of local organizations that can help you to provide you with the open source reports on specific topics and specific organizations. So stakeholder mapping, cultural assessment, institutional analysis. So there are a lot of different approaches.
That is great.
And of course, risk assessment from risk management. You can use.
Sure,
definitely.
A lot of tools on our plate, guys. So just choose the right tools for the right case, or just for the right specific case.
Yeah.
And we can say that we have one more question. It's simple one, but very, I think that very valuable for our audience. Dmytro, can you tell us about the professionals timeline preparations when they will get this GovTech DNA in their professional?
It's difficult to say about exact numbers or figures, but gaining valid experience in any topic, in any domain area, in GovTech specifically, often referred as having this DNA to be able to develop any DNA can vary significantly depending on several factors, including individual's background, her or their ability to learn and the specific skills required. But I think that here we can talk about this general rule. If you want to become a master at something, you need at least how much? 10,000 hours, as far as I remember, of practice. In years it may be around 5 years, but definitely you have to continue gaining experience after that also. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you can count on the 10,000 hours and said, oh, okay, now I'm a master at this. So you need to to practice and to master your experience every day after that also.
And I just want to add some kind of recommendations here, guys. Please challenge yourself. Don't forget to do that, because if you are going to participate in regular role in simple form on the simple GovTech project, it's one case. If you're going to challenge yourself and just participate in some new kind of role, just higher role than you have previously, or you conducted previously on different projects, etc., it will be the challenge for you. But in that challenge, you're going to learn yourself, to study yourself, to teach yourself much faster. You're going to work in higher pace, and you will get faster and faster your results that you want to expect, or that you want to have, or you expect to achieve. So just think about your role. Just think about the project context. Just think about the capabilities that this or that project can provide to you. Thank you so much, Dmitry, for the third case accents. And I think that from our side, from both of experts, we're going to provide to you guys, for your attention, some simple, this time simple, one-pager form. And here you can find some kind of list of the mentioned, partially mentioned pitfalls, the most popular pitfalls in GovTech projects. And in the right part, you get to know some kind of best recommendations about how you can just cover these pitfalls, or just avoid these pitfalls in your practice, with very simple refers to the best practices or methodologies, etc. So think about that. Just please review this one pager, and just don't forget to subscribe on our channels, social media channels of the global BA community, and on our LinkedIn pages, on Dmytry page and on my page as well. So please just stay with us, and you're going to have a lot of valuable information in the future and right now. thank you so much, Dmitry.
Dima, wait for a second. We have at least two short notice. Yeah, can you go back, please?
Yeah, sure.
You haven't asked me about these mushrooms, but
yes.
yeah. But
Thank you so much.
At least we have two pictures of mushrooms during this presentation. Then I'm
Yes.
going to explain why they're here. So it's a picture of champignons in French. So one of the conventional methods of managing projects from governmental perspective, mostly from managerial governmental perspective, from state bodies perspective, unfortunately, is similar to the principle of cultivation of champignons. What is the principle? Keep them in the dark and not to forget to throw manure or dung. Yeah, in simple.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So, and don't use this method. Try to avoid and try to explain that, guys, we need information. We need as much as possible what is going on your side, because without information we can't move forward to execute projects successfully. So try to motivate them to create transparent, open culture, share news and information, provide feedback, ask opinion, etc. So. And remember, if the information is not shared with the team, it doesn't matter. I mean, the team from all sides.
Yeah.
Their heads will be filled with done, let's say so. And we promised to share the successful rate, if you remember, at the beginning of the conversation.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah, according to that research that was conducted like 10 years ago, research had shown that over that period of previous 10 years, 2006 and 2016, 94% of large federal information technology projects were unsuccessful. More than 50%, not 15, 50, were delayed over budget or didn't meet expectations, and a total of 41%, a little bit higher than 41%, were judged to be complete failures. Very interesting statistics. Pay attention to it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for this spotlight for our audience. Again, one more time from our expert side, from Dmytro side. So we can say that you got a piece of thoughts. Yep, very useful, very valuable thoughts from practice. So think about that one more time. If you have any kind of questions, you're very welcome to ask these questions on our community page. And please use this page if you want to say thank you to Dmitry and me and Volodymyr. So don't be shy. And for sure, one more time, I want to remind about the subscription on our social media channels. Please just follow us, and you won't miss any kind of valuable events for you guys. And we are going to conduct a lot of different events, not or for sure the most of them, or biggest part of them, just related to the business analysis, but not all of them. So please think broader. Take care and see you next time on our BA Project Insider event. Thank you so much, Dmitry.
Yeah, thank you.
Your expertise is unbelievable, is awesome. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, guys, for your attention.